Testing. Testing. All right. Let's see what's going on. Do we have something happening on YouTube? Let's go to my channel. We have great. All right, let's get this started for real. Testing, testing. Great. All right, let's get this started for real. Testing, testing. All right, here we are. This is a test stream. No, I better go back. All right, we're live. Sorry about the beginning of the video. This is not meant for human consumption. It is totally just a test of my hardware. But I've been playing so much BattleTech recently, and if I can't stop, then I at least have to share is how I feel. This is RogueTech, which is a mod for the BattleTech game, and BattleTech, of course, is the Mech Warrior franchise. Basically company management game. So you play as someone who manages in turn-based combat a whole squad of mechs and pilots in combat on numerous missions of varying difficulty. That's the skulls you see increasing from top to bottom. Sometimes traveling across the massive like galaxy map. You see, I'm currently here at Alchiba, which is a 3.5-star danger zone. But if I were to travel 61 days away for $250,000, I could fight on this 3 red skull. So red skull is additional difficulty level above green, and super dangerous. So we're just in the mid leagues right now. Of course, no mech game would be complete without plenty of stuff to buy and put on your mechs, including additional mechs of all sorts of sizes, and not just one store to choose from, but 3 stores. And that's because I'm allied with the Wolf Empire, which was easy, but I'm starting to think that the Wolf Empire is like, oh yeah, see, we definitely want one of those. Gunnery support, great. Also, these things are pretty sweet. We've got 2,600, so we can afford a little. I always run on the bottom. Some of this stuff is great. We have, you can see at the bottom right of this tooltip, it says you have 4. You are often buying ammo. Oh, interesting. just to have that ammo. Oh, I got 2 of those, but it's always good to know if you already have it. Okay, anyway, you didn't come here for me to shop. You came here to mech. Oh, and of course, you are slowly upgrading your personal... is this the dropship? Let me call it the dropship for now. But you're upgrading your ship, which contains your mechs, which are piloted by your soldiers who can be injured for 37 days in this case. This is my avatar, Jezebel, Iona. She'll be wounded for 3 more days. And anyone else here can die, but Jezebel, Iona is, she won't die because she's our campaign. That's how they roll. So, what else is important? Oh yeah, I'm paying $2 million and change, just slightly, I barely have it, in 8 days to pay for the upkeep of all my mechs and stuff for the month. And then I'll have a month to run missions to make more money. But since we're right at our payment limit, we need to make some cash. Let's try jumping in 1,019, almost 2,000. 1.5, 1.8. We're looking for, it's not even 1,000, million. Excuse me. Love to make 2 or 3 million. Here's almost 3 million, 2.8 for a 4-star mission. Here's another 2.8 for a 5-star mission. And 3.1. Let's go for 2.8. For a 4-star mission. I can do 5-star drops, and we can give up 500,000 of that for salvage rights. 1 guaranteed piece from whatever it is left on the battlefield when we're done, and 6 more random pieces, 7 total. So this is 7 with 1 being a choice. We are like kind of strapped for cash, and there's rarely a single piece that's worth 500,000, but we'll probably get half that back or something else we want. And you never quite know what's going to show up on the battlefield, including pieces to build bigger mechs out of. All right, Hell Reaver. We need someone with the elbow grease. 7, 8, 7, 8, 6. Okay. Checkmate. Can you drive Gojira? Okay, so sadly enough, 2 of our mech pilots are down. Actually, Jin would be pretty good. So, let's talk about the pilots going on this mission real quick. So, in Hell Reaver, which is a Black Knight class mech, 75 tons, we have call sign Vapor. These 4 icons indicate the different kinds of machines he can pilot. Mech, vehicle, battle armor, which is like armored infantry, and lambs, which is flying mechs, land-air mechs, LAM, lamb. The Black Knight is a super heavy melee brawler of my team. 75,000 is the heaviest mech I have. We have 2 75 ton mechs. Excuse me, I'm not very good with measurements. System, so I'll just keep screwing things up and saying 1,000 and millions, and it's just where we're at. So Gojira is a timber wolf, which is kind of like a medium combat mech that we have fitted out with hardened, like doubled armor, and is our like linebacker. It doesn't have a ton of equipment, but it has a great jammer we're going to use to protect everyone else. Nightwing is kind of like a smaller version of Gojira. Oh, Jin here is one of our like kind of backup pilots. She focuses on good timing and good accuracy, but has pretty good stats overall. 7667. I think that's out of 10. And is a solid combat pilot. Dark Chaos we got him from a special encounter. He's like a clan chief who's working with us for now. He's got ace pilot, so he can shoot and then move, and increased accuracy, and he's immune to pain and overheating. He's pretty crazy. Also, he's got neural implants, and Nightwing is hooked up, so only someone with neural implants can run it, just like our main character who's wounded right now, Jezebel. Hellcat is been with us since the beginning. It's our only original mech, this Lynx type mech. Very good mech, just out the gate. We've always kept like a PPC on it, which is kind of a heavy electromagnetic weapon that leaves some interference on anyone it hits. So it does great damage and kind of like debuffs. He is just brave. Huevos has been with us since the beginning of the game. He's solid. He's kind of a backup. He's fast, hard to target, and prone to crits. And then Hammer is our field commander. He's got not just field command, but also he is a commander by trait, which means he helps everyone get he gives allies initiative bonus, extra resolve, and increased tactics, which is more reliable speed and basically everything. So he's great. He's our frontline commander. Our scouts are kind of beat up out of it. We got 1, 2, 3. We're going to go 5 stars right now. Oh, and he is driving the Ruthless. So Ruthless has our biggest single gun built into it, even though it's only a 55-ton Wolverine, because we saved our biggest mechs are our bruisers. They're there to pull fire, and the Wolverine Ruthless charges in and finishes things off. It's got a UAC 20, which it does 100 damage per bullet and can fire 2 bullets. It's a ultra auto cannon 20 caliber. Forgive me. I like mechs, and I wandered into this game, but I'm not super familiar with BattleTech in general. Also, the load times are pretty long. So, like, just quite a while to play. It's kind of like a digital board game, and I'm a huge board game fan. So, plus I love jiggering with the mechs. Likely we'll do a round of mech mechanicking after we get some more funds from this mission. I will say recently it's been kind of a raffle stomp for us. I hope the sound levels are nice and balanced, but I guess that's what this test one is for. Let me know in chat if anyone ever shows up, whether the sound is too crazy from the game or anywhere else. All right, so we landed here. We need to investigate this bio lab. You can see our units in the distance, the lab target zone here. It says with 0 of 2 units. So we have to get 2 units pretty close to this yellow zone. And then we will have investigated the biolab. Now, there's a pirate support lance. At the beginning of the map, this is accurate in a general way. Basically, that support lance could spawn almost anywhere on the screen, but they will definitely spawn around whatever zone the auto zoom takes you to. So worth noting, they will be somewhere on the right side of this base. Now, you can't see things until you move your first unit often. Sometimes you can. In this case, we can't, but whoever moves first is going to reveal stuff. And it's not necessary to move your first unit. You can just reserve, and I suggest you send out your tough guys. And that, in this case, Nightwing and Gojira are our frontliners. And you'll see that Nightwing, and I know the circles are awkward, but you'll see they wind up in the right place in the end. This furthest light blue circle would be within range of our electronic countermeasures, and we would start jamming and making enemies less reliable targeters when they get within that light blue. It only stacks so much, but it's super good, and that's how we're going to protect Ruthless, who's a little squishier but incredibly deadly with his Ultra AC-20 large pulse laser mech lance, which hits 3 times in melee and does guaranteed through damage when it hits, a light PPC, and we'll turn on the AMS flare so that any missile attacks against him don't go off. Now, this mission, this isn't just a straight up battle. Often you'll jump into battle by turn round 3, I believe. Right now we can just walk around. Here's Hell Reaver. You'll notice it's not super fast, but we have a great jump jet range and dodge ability. That's super good on this heavy melee mech to get in close, safe. And we can EW ping to reveal stuff for our team if melee isn't what we're after. I should kind of just be rushing this. And sometimes I'm going to try and keep my finger off the space key so you can just watch the mechs move around. Let's take another look at our crew just so you know who they are. This is Ruthless, driven by Hammer. This is Nightwing in the Bushwhacker. Ruthless is in a Wolverine. This is our Black Knight style mech, Hell Reaver, driven by Vapor. Here's Hellcat, driven by Huevos, and Gojira, driven by Jin. Let's do whatever we do. Yeah, okay. Just one lone pirate mech. You can tell it's a pirate from the little skull icon here, and floating above it, ours is this moth icon. And it looks like it also has an Ultra AC-20, which we know is super dangerous. And it's much further away than our jamming would allow. His initiative is 12. We're currently in initiative 19, where Hammer acts. Only Jin will act after 12. So 4 or 5 units will get to go first. In that case, what is our accuracy? Okay, we can't get inside AC-20 range, but maybe neither can he. This is not a Ruthless kind of job. We only want to risk our heaviest hitters, and we're going to turn our ECM to passive mode. That protects us instead of protecting our allies and jamming our enemies. Kind of concentrating all the countermeasures on our stuff, on ourselves. Let's use... We're going to want to jump on this hunchback. Here we are, 3 mechs. That makes a lot more sense.
Copy
that. Okay. Note we get 9 evasion from this kind of movement. 15% chance. We don't even want to fire it. 25% chance for ERPPC shot is not bad. We'll take that. So ER, extended range, PPC. Just a great weapon to hit with, as it reduces their effectiveness on their own turns. Really good terrain for us. We can only be targeted by 1 or 2 enemies at once. They can't bring their full firepower to bear, and we can take pot shots with our PPCs. And all right, our laser connected with one of its 3 burst shots. That's not going to do much but peel the paint. Okay, you saw our flare go off, maybe. Glad we had that turned on. Pretty ineffective fire. Doesn't look like we got hit. If we got hit, there'd be a green line. Oh, there's that AMS again. That would note how much damage we took. And our anti-missile system's doing quite well. Okay, Gojira also has a jump pack for getting around faster. And is pretty heavy. We will also need to shrink. I mean, make our ECM passive. Let's just keep picking at this guy. Alright, we can overwhelm these guys. The question is how much damage we take, and is this the last fight? Ouch. 75 damage. 72. That's a good bit. But Gojira is very tough. And Ruthless will get a great shot on this Nova. We're going to hold back in case someone else can make it even more likely for us to hit. I think I'm most concerned about that Hunchbacks with the AC-20 though. All right, this is most likely to work.
Locked on.
No love, but
40 negative damage.
you gotta try and stack the deck. Now, let's get Gojira out front and center. Now, you'll note that we've got tons of armor, more than is listed here. That's because of our hardened, which means many of our armor values are doubled. We've actually taken a hard hit on the left arm, and it's barely down to its base amount. We're going to activate our ECM. Doesn't quite reach, so we're going to turn that back off. Let's keep up fire on these guys.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, this guy can just walk over.
Affirmative.
How much heat does that leave us with? 80? Too much. All right. Let's try one of these thermobaric weapons. Ooh. All right, that did... Sometimes when you use a new weapon, it's good to count the damage. So we did 10 plus 21 is 31 plus 12, 43 damage with that one missile. That's not bad. Okay, Nightwing's gonna charge in. And now I'm sure we can jam this guy. See, he's within our blue ring, and it says jamming. Ugh, the spelling. Anyway, all right, we've got him targeted, and we're gonna shift our tag up to the top since it increases all our other weapons' accuracy. And we're gonna save our bolt-on rocket launcher. All right, lots of hits. Doesn't look like we applied a 2-hit bonus. All right, little damage all over the place, but just pretty light. Oh, there goes our accuracy and vision range. Some of those missiles were loaded with counter everything. Ouch. There's that AC-20 we didn't want to get hit with. Wow, the least possible amount of damage. They're after my Ruthless with their missiles. Generally that means he's just easy to hit. Okay, we're gonna close in. We can take 1 or 2 shots at 71% chance to hit. We definitely want 2, 81. We can get the light PPC because this guy's gonna be a smoking wreck in a turn. 71, this is gonna be brutal, I hope. Great. Looks like 65 plus 35, 100, about 145 damage, and we took off an arm, I think what I saw. Ouch. Hellreaver also, all my stability gone.
Losing armor. Losing lots of armor. Yes, boss.
Ruthless, oof, acting earlier than this guy this turn. We can move in, kick him, shoot him. This, oh, field command. All right, for the next 2 turns, company units gain +2 sensor check, plus 20% sensor sight range, +2 initiative. We're gonna hit that. Field command takes over. Lucky us. We're gonna kick this guy in the leg and shoot him. We're gonna save our AC ammo, because taking out this guy's arm is a huge problem for him. And I think it pretty much guarantees he won't be as much trouble as he could be. Okay, we're gonna hop up here since Nightwing has not been disabled and he's got the ECM. We want this hunchback under our ECM. We're definitely gonna fire our 20 missile launcher, and it's not that guy's turn yet. Nice connections. You'll note our 20 missile bolt-ons actually do a little damage through armor, but it wasn't enough to pick off a system of any sort. Yeah, we're gonna move up here. Let's just put some work into making sure this guy doesn't step up. Great. Really need Hellreaver to get into the game. He's gonna fall down and wound my pilot if they take any more damage. Thank God we missed. Oh, that's no good. Okay, we're just gonna step forward. Sometimes you just gotta roll in. None of this is great. Where's our stability now? If they continue to shoot up our Hell Reaver, which I'm not totally sure is a great mech yet. This is only its second mission. That's fine.
Reporting. Move order confirmed.
Okay, we'll try and protect it by making ourselves a better target. Where are we at? 58 heat. That's a little much. 53. That's acceptable.
Confirmed.
Okay, now, hopefully we've got the initiative on these guys thanks to our field command.
Commander.
Interesting weapons. I think we're gonna get close to him.
Orders.
Hellcat will finish this guy off. Kick him. And we'll have to ditch the AC. The PPC shot.
Oh, it's on now.
It's fine. We're just gonna nudge it gently to the ground with some moderate laser fire. Now, see, its stability jar filled up, and it's got this exclamation point, meaning it's unsteady. That is enough to trigger a fall down. When they fall, it hurts the pilot. They take an injury. Oh, yay, we tanked that. Ouch, that was a lot.
I'm starting to cook.
Whew. Okay, Nightwing's coming in, also jamming. Let's try and put the hurt on Hunchback before it acts right here.
Roger.
The orange numbers are great. That means we penetrate their armor and are dealing damage to the structure and internal
I'm out of SRMs.
items, and we're finally in melee range, which means we can use our claws and our physical weapon, our flame breath. We do have a 5-ton vibro sword, and you'll note that our armor is barely, it's still in the white good zone. So if this hits, it's probably the end. It's a 2 out of 3 chance. So yeah, we missed. The flamethrower still might,
Reporting. Negative damage.
never hurts. Sadly, it is going to get to act. But thankfully it mostly whiffs. Well, I'm not impressed with Hellreaver's defenses. This guy moves up. 40 damage is pretty much just a love tap these days. Here's a real melee mech. We'll take out this guy first. 76% chance to hit. We'll go ahead and fire a slug, even though it's... no. Here we have a 7-ton vibro sword. I guess we can go for the kick instead. If you kick them, they become unsteady immediately. That exclamation point, and that means that they have no more dodge from movement, which makes subsequent attacks more accurate. Okay, that thing stood up, turns. The lightest of damage.
Damage minimal. It's go time. It's good to go.
Okay, Hellcat. That thing is still moving, but like, not my concern. Friendly fire is a huge deal, so like I'd be concerned about this shot. But when I come down, look, and I actually made my tilt a mouse hotkey so that I could look at the terrain more. I see this guy's safely out of the way of this line of sight. Let's focus on this guy. We will choose Vigilance, which means we'll act sooner next round and take 10% less damage from frontal attacks. Oh, perfect. The PPC hit, which means it's increasing target ECM jamming. That means they'll be less likely to hit. We don't have our jammers over here. It's just our kind of damage dealing units. And we could try and land on his head, but it's not really a great move. Instead, we're going to jump behind and fire off 2 AC-20 shots, which could easily disable this guy. Ooh, ooh. Looks like we get a great mix of internal and external damage. All right, 14. These guys both act on 13. This one is still painfully active. We're going to shoot the crap out of their exposed left side, and hopefully this deals with that AC-20.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, there goes an arm. I think I saw the AC-20, and the pilot is hurt. And whew, that's what we needed. We just have to survive this other jerk's fire. Ouch. That's a good bit, but I wouldn't name a mech Gojira if it couldn't take a hit. And our Hella Reaver is in the fray. Matter of fact, we don't even have to move to attack it from the back. Our mech is opposite it, so I'm not actually going to shoot anything at all. We're just going to go straight melee. All right. And that was 189 damage. Oh. Look, you just gotta trust this white bar above my mech is the armor I have left. The orange bar is the internal structure. You see these guys' internal structures going down. Gojira and Hell Reaver only lost about 20% of their armor. This guy, we better just kick him in the back. All right, kicks only damage the legs, but it never hurts to work down the legs of a mech. Hellcat, 80 damage. Oh, and one of those tiny machine gun shots hit our cockpit and wounded Hellcat Huevos. That's fine. He can take it. He's not bleeding out. He's got 2 health left. What a pain in the butt. Okay, we're most accurate if we just sit here. 54, that's an acceptable amount of heat to have at the end of the round. I can see it right here in this info. We're just gonna go for it.
Rear armor.
We don't want to fight this guy long or hard.
Watch my heat. I'm taking damage.
He's cleverly blocked his back, but his right leg is hurting. The Ultra AC-20 will totally put him down. Let's just do 1 shot. Great.
It's go time.
Lots of internal damage. Oof. I think we took out a leg and an arm at least. And the pilot's not looking great. Okay, I can tell these 2 red ones aren't working, but there's still 4 more weapons on this guy. This one is not super impressive. So we want to kick him and take him out.
On it. No retreat.
Now I think this guy will fall down.
Let's hit him hard.
And pilot ejected. That's him leaving. Like we hoped, this guy was ineffective, right? The point is you gotta curb stomp what's about to kill you if you want to pull ahead in this game. Controlled violence is definitely the name.
Orders.
All right, looks like we're just gonna close the range.
Understood. Moving fast.
We'll make sure our initiative is high.
I think I hit something good. Taking heat damage.
Gyro crit. So crit isn't destroyed. A crit may be enough to stop something from working, but some things can absorb multiple crits is how I believe it all works. Let's just walk over the hill and super casually shoot this guy in the back. We're gonna okay, or maybe not. We're also gonna up our initiative. We'll just add a little flamethrowing. Oh, it was just enough. There, you see? That's how powerful Gojira Breath is. That's actually a head-mounted flamethrower we used to scare the crap out of that guy. Ouch.
Armor holding.
Let's go. Let's go.
Standing by.
Okay, so we dealt with this, but I would say not without incident. We're gonna kick. We're saving the rest of our ultra rounds.
Roger that. Putting my weight into hell.
All right, there we go.
Reporting. Critical hit. Let's get Target eliminated.
Okay.
On it.
Gonna have to work on our assault jump. Let's just rake this guy with some machine gun fire and see if that does it. He is very close. His initiative is 1, so everyone will get to go before him.
Orders.
There are a few dead bodies scattered around the base here, Commander. I hate to say it, but maybe there's something going on with this biolab. Let's check the biolab complex. There's always 2. Turn the PPC off. It generates a whole lot of heat.
Acquired.
It's a longer range weapon, though great in close quarters sometimes.
Standing by.
And some of the models much easier to use in close quarters.
No shooting, just running. Got it.
Okay, you got to be real careful about hitting your own units. This is actually a pretty clean line of sight. This is as close to clean. I could easily clip my unit. All these streak launchers actually have no chance of clipping my unit, so we're just going to tone it down and fire our streak SRM since we don't really need a lot to hit. And the streak launchers, perfect. Only fire if they would hit the target, so there's no way they will scatter to hit your own units. So that's just good to know, but you have to use their own special armor and everything. Okay. There's the next biolab. And I think we wrapped up all the mobile forces. Okay, we took 1 wound. And Hellcat and Hammer and Hell Reaver have taken
Awaiting orders.
moderate armor damage. So really we want Nightwing and Gojira to lead.
Affirmative.
Lifting off.
Commander.
Just fine. Ruthless is gonna have to walk to catch up. I don't go full jump jet on everything.
Reporting.
But I've just started using jump jets on my heavies and I really like it.
Firing jump jet.
Lifting off.
Confirmed.
Moving out.
Okay, so when you're not in combat, you get this nice speedy mode. And often it's faster to take a battle than it is to do a complex or whatever. But,
Yes, boss.
okay, if you think you might come into contact with the enemy, I suggest moving your frontliners to the front.
Engaging jump jets.
If we were gonna fight anyone, I wouldn't want my Hell Reaver up top since his center portion, which is super critical to, that's where the gyro and the engine are, is about out of armor. So that unit, one solid hit and that unit goes down permanently. Because of that, let's move.
Wilco.
Very much expect to fight when I get close enough.
Jumping.
We're just gonna park that guy here. We want to give Nightwing a chance to catch up.
On my way. Copy that. Taking a protected stance. Acknowledged. Standing by.
Ready for orders.
We'll have
Jump jet.
Gojira do the honors. Faction representative of the local government, that's who's on our side. Commander, are we glad to see you? Local government biolab Alchiba Delta. Okay, the pirates are coming. Destroy invading lands. Defend buildings. Okay.
Standing by.
These guys, they have 12 dodge from just spawning in, so they're not really like targetable this round. So we're going to take 1 round position, make sure all our weapons are up. They're going to charge in and get to shoot. So 70 ton, 50 ton. These vehicles are going to be easy pickings. We want our jamming up close. I don't want to be too exposed. Hellcat's in a perfect position.
Moving to position.
Could step back. Ruthless. Let's try and fire at them as they come up this
Let's go.
gap.
Oh yeah, it's on.
Yeah, this picture and this guy's awkward voice are totally at odds, but that's how it is. Now, he's given the field command order. We can still reserve him.
Ready for orders.
So it's important to know you can spend your resolve, like we are here, early. And if you let it stack up, you can even have enough resolve for multiple actions in a single turn. We will... Nightwing has taken the least of a beating, so he will be the sacrificial linebacker here. Okay, they got pretty good missile defense. Even reserving, he's faster than the enemy. Okay, if they focus their fire on the building, that's even better.
Waiting for orders.
We're kind of ambushing them here.
How's it going? Waiting for my opening.
So we're reserving a lot to let them come in and give us better firing shots. Oh great, the turrets are on our side too. That teal color of name means
Receiving you.
turrets. All right. Gajira loves to close.
Firing jump jet.
Okay, we'll take our shots.
Locking on.
Okay, we just set our own stuff on fire. Look, it's more about disabling and being unbeatable with that mech. Whew. Nice, nice. Good job. I think that's a turret.
Ready for orders. Move order received. I copy.
Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Let's see. We had field command.
Roger. Standing by.
Okay, we're gonna offensive push this guy, mostly to reduce his initiative by 6. If we hit, that's fine.
Receiving movement.
But with that, so this guy's initiative hit 30. So we've got 17, 14, 9, 4. So he'll go after. He'll go after. And the rest of us will go first. Okay, we're charging right down in. Our friends won't shoot us in the back because they're really high up, I think. That might not be the case. We'll spend a little more on being vigilant and tough.
On it.
Ooh, looks like we got the tag. The tag is the 1 damage, and you see he'll be tag marked, easier to hit. Aw, and we picked up a hit on the cockpit. Okay, actually we lost targeting on everyone. How is that possible? Alright. Then Nuevos can wait. Walking through fire is no big deal. Yeah, okay, we'll just do that.
Engaging.
I'll miss. It's okay, it's the jamming. We'll work on Kujira's accuracy later. Plus, hey, we already flame breathed someone into ejecting this mission. Like, how much more do you want from one mech? Okay, we took our time, but looks like no shots are going to offer themselves to us, so
Copy that.
Hellcat's going to hop down. Alright, their vehicles move up. Call it a day.
Apply.
We're going to try an AoE shot from the Thunderbolt. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, they're just going to ignore us and go straight for
Good to go.
the barracks. That's one way to do it.
Target locked in.
Alright, keep that PPC on them.
Ready for orders.
Okay, Nightwing, we can come down the hill and kick this tank in the face. Wouldn't hurt my feelings. Nah, let's take out this mech.
Target's taking a critical.
Commander. I copy.
Whoops. Did I do that? Alright. If we can knock this guy down or kind of lay him low, then that howitzer shot might do a lot to finish him off if he can only limp away.
Good to go.
We can't afford a DFA attack. Hell Reaver's gonna wait right there until the enemy has done more stuff besides shoot. He made it out.
Receiving you.
Let's sword this guy in the back and breathe some fire on him.
Good to go. Ugh,
Aww.
no joy.
Ouch. But not enough.
Ready for orders.
Okay, they've all acted, I think, except for this one. Yeah, we're still gonna wait.
Roger that. Standing by.
Yeah, let that thing... Jesus.
Receiving you. Position confirmed. Firing on target. Yes, Commander.
Okay, let's just try and pick this guy off. Okay, we missed with the big gun.
Waiting for orders.
Oh, we can try again immediately. Oh, 2 hits, 200 damage.
Reporting.
That's probably plenty for Gojira to drag him down.
Moving to position. Attempting physical attack.
Oh, and if you kick them, they can't sprint away. They'll only be able to walk at that point.
Onward. No retreat. Standing by.
Nightwing. Okay, we're gonna step to the side and kick this thing. Hopefully stopping its horrible roll. Vehicles are pretty easy to stomp to death, but they can be very tough. Once you crack their armor, though, they go down very fast. Whereas mechs tend to have pieces to lose.
Damage is light.
Okay, they're really good at destroying this base. Oh, please. We have to kill that thing.
Confirmed.
Okay, at least our mechs are safe.
Putting one in the back.
Okay, that Thunderbolt's not like impressing me or anything, but
Firing on target.
Orders. Gotcha. Putting one in the back.
ugh. Thank goodness.
Tango down. Let's do this.
Okay, yes, please just take this guy down.
Target. Solid connection on that one.
That was good.
Ammo gone.
No, go away. Oh, God.
Yes, Commander.
That thing really is going to take out the only building I have left.
Aye, aye.
Losing a mission isn't like the worst thing in the world, but there's definitely much better things than losing a mission.
Engaging with target. Receiving you. Location confirmed. Aye, aye.
Okay, we just need... Okay, fine. And then they're gone. It's just this guy and the pit bull left.
Let's go. Let's go.
What's his initiative? 9?
Receiving you.
Okay. Everyone's gonna get a shot first.
Reporting. Fun.
Okay, now let's...
Roger, Commander. Angle is good.
Yes, Commander.
Okay.
Locked on. Hot damn, let's do this. Orders. Location confirmed. enemy signal. Reporting. Negative. My heat sinks can't vent fast enough. I'm taking damage.
Oops. We pushed Dark Chaos too far. Oh no. Please end this.
Locked on. Rear armor.
Ooh, that was way too close.
Mech destroyed.
Whew. All right. All right, here we go. Not bad.
Mission successful.
So that was a 4-star mission, 4-skull mission. Out of basically 10. Whew. That ate up a lot of armor. We did make our 2 million, and for supporting that pirate support lance, we got an extra 141,000, which is like 350. That's less than half our drop cost. So it's expensive to drop extra. Also, we got 2 wounds. You see the armor wasn't too bad. Our internal structure wasn't touched. That's a good mission. We got 1 priority, 7 total. We're going to disassemble this grasshopper because we can't. This is just a bunch of pieces of mechs. Ooh. And now we've got choices. Mag shot cannon. So we can pick one of these to get for sure, and we'll get 6 other random pieces. Engines are worth quite a bit. You can see how much they're worth right above. This is 121,000 sale price. That's good. Engine XLs can be worth a lot. 325. That's definitely if we just want money. Oh, heatsink kit clan. That's what the C stands for. 454. It's our single best piece. Oh, 546. Wow. Reinforced legs. There's a bunch of good stuff here. I can see why we had trouble getting through these guys. Radical. We'll take that. I'm not even sure we'll sell it. And we'll see what else it gives us. Hunchback, Nova, Rotary Wrecker. Let's just sell those pieces. I don't want one of those. Cockpit basic. I have a bunch of fancy cockpits. Engine, internal combustion engine, 16,000, kind of worthless. Quick sell, heat sinks. Huh. Okay, whatever. I'll keep some of these quick sell heat sinks. More options, mo better. Well, that mission went on significantly longer than I wanted it to. But we'll take a quick look at how you wrap up the mission, and we'll do mechanicking another time. All right. 203,000 more for repairs and 11 days. The cost was it was more than $500,000 to field that fight and cover repairs, plus 11 days. Oh, that'll put us over the edge. We will be able to pay our bills and still have enough to pay the same bill next month, which means it's going to be pure profit, but it looks like our barracks is pretty much cleaned out. Sometimes you feel like you have so many people. We do have some reserve. Checkmate, Looking Glass. Now, one thing to note is Looking Glass and Magpie. Magpie only tries vehicles. Looking Glass, vehicles, and infantry armor, aka battle armor. Checkmate can do mechs and stereo. Stereo is kind of our reserve. She's got a lot of XP because we never decided what to do with her. And we brought her to the point where she can start picking special abilities. There's always a choice of 2. And you can reset the choice as long as you don't confirm it. And then there's 2 more choices, and you can only have 2 of these low-level abilities, not from the same. You always have to pick one, and 1 of these stronger, kind of like advanced abilities. So Stereo, the reason we have her in the background is she's a technician. You can see the top of this tooltip. She gives us mech, +1 mech tech, which lets us repair things faster. Magpie was a freebie and is also a technician. So we've got 2 technicians that we've never really filled out for combat. They're just taking a salary and giving us 1 extra mech tech point each. We have 45, so that's like 4 or 5% faster work. Jezebel also half a mech tech point. And Looking Glass, right? We're trying to stock up on those mech techers because they do make a difference. Also, like a commander we can put in a vehicle who's nice and difficult to target. There might not be another mission for us this month. I think we've kind of used up our resources. I'd love to try and take this job. Who's it against? Pirates versus the local government. Attack and defend. But we're pretty beat up. And for once, our mechs and our humans are all beat up. Let's just... so you can see the full drift. Let's start an engineering project since we have some cash. This improves our ship, like our flight time or how much tonnage we can carry, or morale and medical. That gets our people back faster. Let's just start that. This will upgrade in the background. It'll be coming up in 20 days. And morale lets us use our special abilities a little bit sooner in the map. Oh, before the store resets, let's check the online store. The online store, if you're playing the online map, gets new stuff almost every mission, as far as I can tell. Streak SRM4s are small and deadly, the clan versions especially, so I'm taking it. I'm loving it. Wing mounted tag. Do I have one of those? Love that. We'll try it. All right, not for us. Not when our budget's where it is. All right, so we are paying an extravagant amount. Almost $1 million goes to paying our pilots, and more than $1 million, taking us over $2 million total, goes to operating costs for our mechs. Less than 10% of that is for our ship. I see our cargo costs us. Oh, excuse me. A lot of that's for our ship. Okay. Could be worse. We're gonna go with... I'm going back for extravagant. It's only 500,000 more. And it increases our tech output significantly, which means our mechs are back online faster, which means we can crank out more missions this month, hopefully. All right, when we come back sometime, we'll take a look at where we're at and what the general idea is with this particular campaign, and live stream. If you are joining me for the first time, then and you made it this far, because this is a long live stream, then thank you for coming and enjoying. I hope to see you around. I did this a long time, many years ago, and since I've got the equipment again and some of the time, and I'm going to be playing this game a lot, I can tell, I thought I would just put this up here and say hello again. Peace, everybody. I hope you have a great time wherever you are, morning, evening, or night.